Ethereum is currently approaching an all-time high, which we previously actually hit many, many years ago in November 2021 at the peak of the last bull cycle. So Ethereum is currently approaching about $4,600, which is amazing. We've clearly broken out of the symmetrical triangle and now have gone up. And we can see if we zoom in here that we are approaching this key level of the box that I drew here, which let's see if we can actually break through. And I think we could break through, but then eventually potentially come back down before we go higher, which I definitely think we are going to be doing. And because Ethereum is performing so well, of course, if you look here at the major altcoins on the market, everything is up because the altcoins, they all follow Ethereum. And of course, if Ethereum goes up, let's say 5%, these altcoins go up 10, 20, even 60, 70% for some of them. But then if Ethereum goes down 5%, these would tank quite a bit. And we've had a new record here. Let's look at the Ethereum ETF inflows. For the first time ever, we've had over $1 billion of inflows into the Ethereum ETFs. That's amazing news. And let's see what happens tomorrow. We might have another $1 billion day of inflows. So that all points towards theory that Ethereum is going higher and Ethereum is going to dominate over Bitcoin. And another reason is because we had some good news coming out today. So the news is the US inflation rate, which came out at 2.7%. And you can see here the expected rate was 2.8%. So 10 basis points below the expectation, which is bullish for the markets. And of course, that's also another reason why we had such a big pump today. If I zoom in a bit here on the day, actually, we can see we've pumped really nicely. And Ethereum itself, in the last 2 months alone, has actually, I believe it's about 80%. Let's see. It's pumped, 85% in the last 2 months alone, which is incredible. And I've talked about the US inflation rates, but next month, September, I might expect that we might cool down a bit. And we can see usually September is always a bit bearish. But then October here, check this out. October is always super bullish for crypto, for Bitcoin. This is the Bitcoin returns, but it reflects also Ethereum. So that's what I think is going to happen. We'll go up a bit now, then cool down in September. October have one final very bullish push. We might have 30, 40, 50% gains. And then that's it, I think. That's it for this bull run. And where can we go in October? Well, I've put here the Ethereum chart on the monthly, and we can see this big resistance here. And the pink line is actually Bitcoin, okay? And we can see that Bitcoin has, in the past, outperformed Ethereum quite a bit, and Bitcoin has broken out of this resistance line that I draw. And you can see that Ethereum is still lacking behind, but I think Ethereum will follow a very similar pattern and follow all the way up to around this level here, which is around 7,000, 7,800, 8,000, 7,500, round about this level. I think that's where we can see Ethereum to go up to. And I also wanted to show quickly, if we draw the Fibonacci extension lines actually for Ethereum, let's zoom in a bit. And on these lines, we should be able to see where we might be able to go, right? So if we take the Fibonacci extension lines here from the bottom, one sec, let's draw it the other way around. If we take them from here to the bottom, and we zoom out a bit, we can see that the 1.618 golden pocket lies at around $6,500, and this line, which I just pointed out, is about $7,500 to $8,000 per Ethereum, is where I think we could go to. Here, $7,700 would align perfectly with the upper level resistance target here, about $7,600 to $8,000. And overall, good news. Let's see what happens in the coming few days. See you guys tomorrow. Have a good day ahead.